3D video games. The only game show is 3 dimensions away from Avatar The Way of Water crossing over with Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and having an expansion. I'm your host 3D Jake, and today we're looking at Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, released in 2023. Avatar The Frontiers of Pandora is a video game that's developed by Ubisoft that is essentially an open world adventure survival game. And essentially, your drill is you create a Navi, and it takes place after the events of Avatar 1, where you create a Navi, and you have to go explore, hunt, fight the RDA. And so basically, you're basically just running around doing stuff, surviving, collecting stuff to eat and consume, and having shafting, creating clothing, and different things like that. Essentially, the game is like, in the same world of Avatar, but it's heavily based off the first movie. Like how the same developers developed the Avatar game back in 2009 as a tie-in. And I will say this game is better looking and more explorative versus the other game, which is more of like a hub world game. This one is more of an open world explorer game. Like, you basically have access to the whole Avatar, and the game takes place post Avatar 1, before Way of Water. Like, if you're expecting to go in this game and play Way of Water, like, oh, I'm going to go this, you're going to be very disappointed, because this is not really like, it's focused more off the first movie, because when the first movie was coming out, they were already done with this game pretty much. And so there really is no Way of Water content. So if you're expecting that, you're going to be very disappointed. But if you love the first movie and you're expecting a lot of content from the first movie, you're going to be very happy with this game. The game is essentially, you create your own Navi and you basically go around. It kind of reminded me of like at Disney World, where you create, like, you scan yourself and you create your own Navi action figure. Kind of like that. And so I thought that was pretty cool, because I really do like, Avatar the first movie, and I really thought like the second one as well. And so I was like, I was really excited to play this game, and really thought it was a fun experience and everything to go through. I will say I was really disappointed that the fact is I get to go and play this game, yet they have customization options for my character, and yet it's all first person. I'm like, what the hell, guys? Come on. You literally give you a customization offer, and then the only thing I can see is my hands. I'm like, seriously? The only time you really get to see is when you're flying. And which the flying is cool, don't get me wrong. But I'm like, that had the same issue with Cyberpunk. It's like, Cyberpunk's a cool game, but why is the customization limited to, like, a first person? It makes no sense. It's a third person game, but they make it first person. If this was third person, it'd be so much better. But it's like, the fact is it's third person. And also the hood is terrible. Like, I'm playing this game, and all of a sudden it's like, you can't even find out, like, okay, what's this? Had to look this all shit up, because it wasn't really telling you. The game doesn't really tell you, like, okay, how to go to a certain mission point, how to go here, how do you do this. I had to go on YouTube and find this shit out, because this was literally, it doesn't tell you the game, and I'm like, that kind of sucks. Like, also, for you literally to earn your, to earn your progression and go to other maps and worlds. By the game, the thing has one thing I really hate. It's level gated. I hate level gating. The Arkham games do it, and it pisses me off when they level gate. Level gate, if you don't know, is a thing where when you play a game, and basically you have to do the missions in the area before you can progress to the other side of the map. Think Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You had to go through all these missions in San Andreas before you can go to the other side where Las Vegas is. Think of it that way. So basically, your bridge will not let you cross it unless you finish what's in this area. Then once you finish this area, you can go on the other side of the bridge, and then basically complete what's on that area. That really pisses me off, because I'm like, look, I love progressing through a game. Don't get me wrong. I like building up my character. Don't get me wrong. I don't like playing a game that basically makes me spend 12 extra hours doing something I don't want to do, rather than I could just go to the next story beat and stuff. That, to me, like, I hate when Grand Theft Auto does that, where it's like I have to do all the side missions and all the extra content just so I can get to this next level. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And this game kind of makes you do that in a way. Like, it doesn't make you do all the activities, but it's like, it does make you like, okay, you have to do this certain objective in the story before you can get to this other area on the map. And then you have to do that on this other area on the map. And it pisses me off, because it's like, I'm playing this game because I want to explore Pandora. I do not care about having to go and basically kill this little, like, cheetah thing, and then collect some, like, beads for this elder person. And then on top of that, I have to go and destroy this RDA fucking tower, just so that way I can, like, give power to this, like, base camp. And I'm like, I don't care about that. I just want to go fly on a little, like this my little thing, and I want to be able to explore Pandora, also and get ammo for my gun. By the way, you have two options when it comes to combat. Okay, you can either shoot a bow and arrow, or you can get grenades, or you can just get a machine gun like I do, and that's much easier. The only thing is though, machine guns you have to destroy basically other this machine, these giant matrixy looking things, giant machine things that come up that were in the first Avatar game. You have to shoot them and then take their ammo away, or you could shoot somebody with a gun. Pretty much, it's much easier just to kill people and take their gun ammo than it is just to do anything else. And then once you get your gun, you can just do that and throw grenades. The grenades, I felt like they were useless in some ways. Got throw the grenade, it blew up, and I'm like, well, that was fucking nothing, worth nothing. And also there are some missions where it feels sometimes like the bow and arrows are more nerfed than the machine guns are, because I'm shooting at them and nothing's happening, but then I shoot an arrow, it's like dead shot on there. I'm like, got it. So that kind of irked me too. I'm like, wow, this should be the opposite, okay? Arrows should be like, okay, nothing happens. But then it's like, the machine gun is literally like, it's if I just throw a rock at them, and they're like, ow. And the arrow was like, whoo! It knocks them back and kills like 10 of them. I'm like, is this arrow, like, in what world? Is the gravity on Pandora different? Is arrows like guns? I'm like, that to me just made me go, huh? Like, it's like, yeah. My main is just like my main was guns up until I realized, hey, I could do more killing with arrows. Like literally, there's a giant like machine guy. There's machine people that walk around and have the giant machine guns that look like the things from Matrix Revolution, and then they run around at you and there's I shoot them like literally 3 arrow shots, they're dead. I win, literally, and I'm like, I don't see how that's logical, but okay. Like, wouldn't a machine gun do more damage? Like, just that to me. I'm just like, okay. I'm just saying, like, that to me kind of had me like, huh? Just like, playing that game. I do think that, like, the location, it has a lot of iconic locations from the first movie. The gameplay is pretty fun, but I just wish it was third person. I do also think, like, the graphics look fantastic, and it feels like it is a love letter to the James Cameron film. I do think that, the voice acting is great. It feels like an Avatar movie tie-in. It doesn't feel like an Avatar movie tie-in. It feels like an Avatar game set within the world. Almost like how Hogwarts Legacy was a love letter to the Harry Potter books and movies. This is more of a love letter to the Avatar movies. And this really does feel like it. And I really do feel like once you beat like the whole game and you can go explore and all that stuff, it's more fun. I would say beat the whole storyline, and then you're basically free to do whatever you want, and it's really cool. Then it feels like a fun game. Then it becomes like the best game ever. Minus the, you have to craft and all that shit. But other than that, it's really a fun game. I really enjoy this game. I really like it. It's a fun game. I really enjoy this game. I will say it could have done better with like the UI. Like for instance, for you to progress in stories and stuff, it doesn't really tell you where to go, because there's like certain waypoints, and it doesn't really tell you like, hey, you need to go over here. Like like in certain games, like they'll give you a list of like, okay, this is your tracker, this is your home base, this is all this stuff. They don't really. This game doesn't give you that, and that kind of bums me out, because I had to go on YouTube and figure out what do I do next, and that really irked me, because I shouldn't have to go on YouTube to do that. The game should tell you that. And so that kind of feels like it's one of those games that doesn't really. I guess some people are like, well, I like a game that doesn't hold your hand. But it feels like sometimes it's like, look, I like playing on easy because it's funner to play on easy, because you get the smooth ride, versus you have to like literally be someone grinding, and I don't like grinding. I like to just have a smooth ride. Even on easy, this game is hard to navigate through. Like there's things where I'm trying to chase butterflies, but then there's so many areas to go to, and there's so many other butterfly-looking things like light bugs. I had to literally I got lost a couple times. I mean, the world is fun. I do like that you can jump and climb off of stuff. Like, so what Cyberpunk was trying to do, where you can leap off buildings and stuff like that. You can do that off. I've literally just jumped on rocks and just climbed up to the top of the rocks and everything. And there's really no fall damage in a way. Like, there is fall damage, but it's not as bad as what you would think. You're like, I mean, it was pretty fun. This is a fun game, though. I do like it. This game is really fun. It's enjoyable. I do recommend buying it, though. I will say they needed some. There wasn't no glitch issues. But there was no frame rate drops for me or anything like that, so technical-wise. I just felt like some of the stuff that they would kind of rushed it for me. But I do think that, if they would have made it third person, and they would have just, like, have more explaining in the game, I think it would have been a really fun game, and it really would have been like a A+ game. But because of those issues, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give it. If I had to give this game a grade score, I would have to give this game a score. Of course, if I had to give the game a score, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 if it was like had all the issues fixed. But if I had to give it a score now, I would say probably an 8 out of 10. Thank you so much.
I was a child of two worlds. I am no longer. I am Navi.